Welcome back to Is It Wrong to Chat with Girls in a Dungeon? Anime Review, episode 21.5. You probably are thinking, why isn't this 22? Because I'm saving that for the OVA in a few months. That's the reason for that. This one discussing my final thoughts on season 3 for this anime. From what I can tell, basically, what they did with the anime, I'd say Book 9 did a pretty decent job with this one, from what I can tell. Book 10, it seems as though with this one, they really cut some big stuff out with this one. Book 11, I would say the beginning part where basically they pretty much adapted what was like a good chunk of the book, and then they just basically like cut like bits and pieces out here and there. But basically, if you get past the first episode, like the first couple, the last couple episodes of that book 11 actually do a really good job when it comes to basically adaptation wise. Yeah, from what I can tell, and this is a shocker for a final episode, it keeps mostly everything in, except they kept like the last little paragraph out of the final page of, let's say, the book itself. But what they adapted for, like the main character, like Belle, Winnie, who was new character, even though she made her debut at the end of the previous season of the show, which that was interesting. They did that. Now they did cut out the prelude. Yes, I found this out from Anime News because it's been a little bit since I've read Book 9. They actually cut out the opening prologue from Book 9. Yeah, for some reason they didn't adapt that one. Nope. Excuse me. They have it to where they just start with Chapter 1. Which is kind of an odd thing to do. They kind of did the same thing. Not with Book 11 per se, because they got a little bit of book of that one. They did kind of skip the opening part of book number 10. Yeah. With this one, basically, now, this is one of those times, basically, with the books, basically, where they just continue from numbering from the previous book. They did this occasionally with the previous books, but not with book 11. Yeah, book 11 was the conclusion to this arc, which kind of made sense that they would end the season with book 11. Yes, though I kind of theory that maybe should have been book 12. And I also kind of thought the season should have been more than just 12 episodes, but that's pretty much how it is with the series. And do I feel as the book 11 was rushed? First part of it was. I would say the first half of this of book 11 basically felt a bit rushed, and they cut a lot of stuff out. One of the biggest things they cut out was the Daedalus Notebook. Yeah, they actually pretty much almost cut this out of the anime until like it just showed up a few episodes after his apparently introduction. And this I thought was really weird when I was rereading the book. Apparently they were taking sections from like a later chapter and putting in like the previous episode, or at least take those portions from the chapter they probably did for the episode, and they put it in the following episode, probably to tie into what's going on there. Like, take, for example, Don Pricks, for example. The guy who was kind of in the way the main villain of the season. Yeah, like, in the actual book, it explains where the heck he's going. He apparently is going back to his base. In the anime, they actually don't mention it at all before he gets killed by the freaking Minotaur. Yeah. No. They may include an English sub. I've not watched English sub yet for the season, because as of right now, they've only dubbed the OVA for the previous season, and apparently they decided to release the second episode dub, which I thought was kind of weird. I probably watch it a little bit later. I mean, it's not many episodes. I mean, I kind of did the same thing with ReZero, where not long after the season was concluded, I did watch the entire season all the way from start to end, all dubbed. Though the thing is, basically, when I finished watching the dub for that one, it was actually like I was bench watching it, and I got to like the last episode of this first half of the season, and like I had to stop there because the final episode was not released dubbed, and then the final week released dubbed. That might happen with this season. I'm not sure. It's possible, but don't worry. Basically, hopefully next week or two, I'll probably discuss the rest of the anime that I've watched this year, which it's a lot per se. Yeah, it's a lot. Plus, I finished a lot of manga this year. And, well, next month basically is going to be, like, apparently next year is like a boatload of anime like I'm looking forward to. Some of them are actually starting next month, believe it or not. Which you're probably thinking, yeah, that's quite interesting. Like Doctor Stone, Quintessential Tuplets, 7 Sin start next month, along with the second half of ReZero. That one's gonna be interesting because I think of the four, I'd say almost all are basically based on manga. ReZero is the only one that's based on a light novel. Yeah, but in the case of this season overall, it's good. I mean, yes, I do rush up a bit, but the season's got pretty good pacing with it. Yes, the pacing's actually really good for the season, surprisingly. Yeah, despite the fact they did cut some portions of basically book 9 and 10 and Daft Book 11, the pacing's actually really good, and I gotta say, if you're not the main character, like Bell, for example, throughout the three books they adapt for the season, like his arc is completely intact. Mostly, anyways. They did cut a little bit of the stuff that was actually I think was in like there was actually one episode that opened up with him like still in the mansion. In the book they mentioned he was under house arrest. I have book 10. In the actual like yeah, the actual like anime itself, they actually don't bother to explain why he's basically not left the house in a week because they cut that out. But I wouldn't be surprised though if in the dub they actually put it back in because that's one thing I've noticed though when it comes to dubs, they actually put stuff back into the actual dialogue that was cut off from the actual original Japanese language, which that's quite interesting. I know ReZero basically did a few times. This series I don't really know because I didn't watch first two seasons sub, so I don't know the difference. But probably the difference when it comes to when I watch season two to season 3 dubbed. Yep. But yeah, but not much else to say about season 3. Just can't wait for the OVA. I was surprised the fact we got like in the case of an OVA, this is not all that surprising because the first season had an OVA, the second season had an OVA, and this season did too. Yeah, so I would also not be surprised though if there's gonna be a season 4. I hope there's gonna be a season 4. If you're gonna ask, like, is there material for season 4? Yes. Yes, there is. There's pretty much about 6 books. Actually, no, it's been 5 books they have not adapted yet, and 3 of whom can make an entire season. Now, here's one thing they should do: when you get to book 14, don't have it where it's like 4 episodes. That's stupid, especially as there's a lot of stuff that happens in a damn book, and plus, it's the longest book of the entire frickin' series. Like, I get it, maybe book 13 gets like 2 or 3 episodes. That's fine. The book itself is not very long, actually. But book 14 needs a lot more episodes than 4. It needs about 8 to cover, like, a lot of the stuff that happens in this book. Because there's a lot of stuff that, like, a lot of story progression in this book. And some revelations. Yeah, that's something interesting, though, about the next arc for the series, books 12 to 14. There's actually 2 characters in this actual arc who it's revealed they actually have feelings for Belle. One of whom basically has been hinted at for quite a while. The other one's like, oh yeah, it's been hinted at for a little bit, but not as long as the other one. Then when you figure out the book 14, I'm not going to spoil who actually does have feelings for Belle. Because that's the recurring trope of the series. Is that, oh yeah, like almost every human character like Belle meets in the series tends to fall in love with, even including goddesses. As a matter of fact, there's actually 2 goddesses in love with him. Like, Freya's in love with him. Hestia has been battling with him since they first met. I would say, like, the only woman that basically does not in love with Belle is Megiddo. Yeah, she's actually the only one who is, because there's a rumor in it, there's actually a story they cut off from book 8. Excuse me. Where she and her former patron, well, apparently they have a thing for each other, and there was also a thing where they could possibly get married, which that's gonna be interesting to say the least. Yeah, got married one of his former, like, children per se. Yeah, And does anybody think it's quite weird though that if all the characters in the series who got patron goddesses or gods, that Belle is the only referred to his as simply goddess? Or look out watch the look out for the goddess. Well, because Hasta is a goddess because she's smoking hot. And of course in English dub she's voiced by the awesome Lucy Christian, which is something else. This character is my third favorite character that she's voiced. If you're curious to like what exactly is my first two, number one is Nami from One Piece. Number two is Ochaku from My Hero Academia. And I don't know if anybody's ever told Lucia Chris about this. Like most of her characters she voices has got pigtails. Has got freaking pigtails. Like a lot of characters I've seen her voice, like in anime, tend to have pigtails. Like a lot of them do, but not all of them, but most of them do. Yep. But not much else to say about season 3. It's a good season. Kind of wish they would have basically made these episodes like a little bit longer to cover some stuff they actually skipped over for the actual books, but yeah. So that's it for Stick of You. That's probably gonna be a video stick. I don't think I have any more plans on a video stick because I have nothing else to do now. I was thinking to do a comic corner today, but I haven't read any trades yet, so that might happen tomorrow. Along with reviews for One Piece and Boruto and My Hero Academia. Though for My Hero, I'm actually going back to the actual regular anime review series because I've stopped this past because 80 is enough when it comes to weekly series. So expect to review that soon. Yeah. So it takes you all tomorrow. Bye.